between a very dark decade when the Russian army was occupying Romania and Romania was destroyed as a country, where all the intelligentsia, the political people were tortured and killed in the communist gulag.
My memory of the history of my country begins in 1967, when I was 6 years old and Nicolae Ceausescu was named the first secretary of the Romanian Communist Party.
De piscuri înalte ale civilizației, de societatea comunistă.
When the Russians invaded Prague in 1968, he was the only head of a communist country that protested against.
Pătrunderea trupelor celor 5 țări socialiste în Ceoslovacia constituie o mare greșeală, o primejdie.
For my family and for many Romanians, Nicolae Ceausescu symbolized a new era of hope and openness to the world.
And to flourish. And the Nadia Comaneci syndrome was part of this landscape.
There was Nadia and her little teammate, Viorica Dumitru. And Galia said, you guys are gonna be in this afternoon, you come to the gym. And we had an opportunity at the time to go and to join a brand new school of gymnastics in Onesti. We took it. Of course, as a team, husband and wife, Marta and me, we divided the responsibilities. Marta took the artistic preparation, and particularly the beam performance, the same on the floor exercise. Also, the general physical conditioning was my responsibility.
I was quiet, never smiled, and I rarely stood out from the other gymnasts.
De multe ori ne se pune întrebarea aceasta, de ce Nadia este așa de serioasă? De ce nu își manifestă cu exuberanță sentimentele? Ea este un om serios, un caracter care mai mult se interiorizează. Nadia nu este un om comunicativ, dar este simpatică și drăguță cu colegele sale și cu cei care sunt apropiați de ea.
When I stepped into the gym, I knew I wanted to fit into that world. I was overwhelmed by its size. Each mat, vault, bar and beam held endless possibilities for play.
When I met Nadia, she was down to earth, one of us.
Gymnastics was lots of fun. Bella was a great spotter. I always knew he wouldn't let me hit the ground or an apparatus. I loved working with him. I had no fear.
She worked hard for everything she did. It wasn't easy. My body was hurting so much from training so much.
I said, that's Nadia, that's the fighter, that's the one who's gonna be a big star.
I always wanted to do more than Bella or Marta asked of me. I liked the feeling of improving. It took months to learn the simplest skills. I would return to the gym and start all over again until I mastered each skill. I craved perfection. The Romanian government used to pour money into its athletic programs because our leaders believed that athletes represented the power of the government and validated our way of life. It was a huge honor to make it onto an elite athletic team. Our schedule went 6 days a week, 4 hours each day taking classes and 4 in the gym. Each meal included specific portions of meat, vegetables and milk so that our bodies and bones would grow stronger. Bella and Marta believed in discipline and were terribly demanding. They had trained us to be professional regardless of the level of competition. My first big gymnastics competition was the 1970 National Championships. I was 9. I came in 13th at the competition. I was frustrated, furious, humiliated, and determined never to have those kinds of...
So they've been considered unbeatable. Well, we didn't care about unbeatable status of the Soviets. The ones are getting closer and closer to a potential of high performance.
To me, competing meant overcoming frustration and anger. I wanted to push myself and to be better than anybody else. My first success came at the 1972 Friendship Cup. I won the all-around gold. Our team's gymnasts were only 10 years old. All the gymnasts from the other countries were in their late teens and early 20s. We performed skills never before seen in gymnasts so young.
People would say, Bella is coming with on the big scene.
The law.
From what I understood at that time, the Gymnastics Federation We heard that Ceausescu was very disappointed with the results of the competition that we lost, and by my own performance. It's very strange to think that the leader of my country cared how I did. It's even more strange to comprehend that he believed that my abilities reflected on our system of government. I tasted humility at that competition. I recognized that it was nobody's fault but mine.
After Strasbourg, I thought
We were in pain, you know, in severe pain all the time.
Bella pushed me hard, but he never truly knew my limits. Idols. We were from a tiny country no one could even find on the map.
the Romanian team unnoticed. Absolutely. 10!
10! A treia notă de 10 la paralele pentru Nadia Comaneci. Fantastic, fără precedent.
3 were gold. I came, performed, and made my country proud. I felt a sense of accomplishment. But I left the arena via a bus, not a limousine. What changed for me? Nothing changed. My father still didn't have a car. My mother was still a homemaker. I received a monetary award from my government, but nothing too big. After all, I lived in a communist country. Please don't assume, like everyone else does, that when I won the 1976 Olympics, I became a wealthy girl. Where were the fairy tale endings, the mansions, and the money? Where were my dinners at Ceausescu's palace? They were nothing but fantasies. I went back to training. There was no time to rest on my laurels. Gymnastics was not a game for me, not if I wanted to succeed and be the best in the world. Bella was not the kind of guy who would tell me that I was perfect. It was always about the next competition. Bella wanted his gymnasts to live up to their potential and to reflect his own talent. He became more strict.
They would
Pay for all their political maneuver. We were just little girls and they were playing chess with us.
with the huge publicity what the team get, with the great honor Ceausescu was given to the team, Nadia, myself, and a few other people, obviously came a superior.
Nadia was used as an icon of communist perfection. This is the kind of child our state can raise. She exemplified what extremely competitive talents it can generate. She was a child of the Ceausescu era.
Era un copil al epocii Ceausescu.
I think it was difficult for Bella to face the fact that I had reached my mid-teens. I wanted to stretch my wings and grow up. I saw girls my age dating and going to the movies. I wanted those things too. My focus drifted.
I mean, when you train 8-9 hours a day.
As I grew older, I clashed with Bella's total control over my life. But I won't argue that in the early days, Bella's style worked for me and helped me to become a great gymnast.
Working out again, president of the Communist Youth to Mr. Ceausescu Jr. I just did not realize at that moment that
He started to treat me as an adult and to consult me on my own training and ideas. I wanted to be in control, but control is an illusion, especially in a communist country. I was at the peak of my performance. Meanwhile, people in Romania were literally starving.
The life in Romania deteriorated a lot. It was very difficult to find food. When we saw a queue, we would stand at that queue, and if it was eggs or it was meat.
It was a tragic and difficult life for everyone. All of the good food in our country was being exported. I'd won numerous international competitions and I still had nothing. The only special groceries I received were 2 loaves of bread from a friend who worked in a bread factory. This was a favor, but not a government favor. Getting food was extremely difficult for everybody.
I did resign officially from the national team coaching, and so I had no obligation on that one either. I don't know, probably there was a setup sending us out here. We knew it also that our daughter is in Romania. We knew it that they might put pressure over us through Andrea staying home. I was the only one who seen to the net and asked me, Bella, what is that? I said, I'm not going back, Nadia.
He was a womanizer, a boy born with a silver